evening. Coming to you live from Houston, Texas, and Southern California. This is Chandra Purdue. We are on the Unfiltered with Cara Jones Unlimited LLC podcast, and I'd like to welcome you all in the room. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are so very excited to travel all the way across, we'll just say, the state of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, into Southern California to Sangin Sara. How are you, beautiful?
I am doing well this evening. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for accepting my invitation. It's been a long time coming, girl, because it's like I was telling you, I first learned of you before I left home. You know, we're both from Northern California, the greater San Francisco Bay Area. Might as well say Oakland. Okay. And I first learned of you before I left in 2010. You were singing, doing background vocals, and I thought that was you on the organ, but you have politely corrected me or informed me, but you were, doing the circuit around the bay.
That's right.
So it's wonderful to have found you on Facebook a couple years ago. I've been watching you in the background. You know how we do.
Yes.
But I've been keeping up. So tell me, Sarah, everybody on your page probably already knows, but the people, that follow Cara Jones Unlimited, the podcast, they don't know who you are, possibly. So who is Sangin Sara, and how did she get her start in the music industry?
Well, again, thank you for having me. Sangin Sara is a singer, songwriter, vocal arranger and producer, a mother, a consultant, a teacher, a bunch of different things. I got my start, like so many of us, in the Black church. My dad was a pastor in Oakland, and I started singing in church. And my sister, Lynette Williams, affectionately known as Hammond Gal, played the organ and the piano, and that's where we got started. It took me a long time to come around to wanting to do music professionally. I was actually in my 20s when I decided to pursue music, but I started in church.
That's how I got my start, in the Baptist church, the Southern Baptist church.
That's
right?
it.
In San Francisco. So let's just be clear. I tell, a lot of artists that I meet, where a lot of this comes from. It comes from the roots of gospel, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of this comes from. So I heard you mention a couple of things. You are an educator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you teach, and where do you teach? Where have you taught?
I teach chorus, and I teach I started in nonprofits. I started with a community choir in San Francisco. I currently teach in San Francisco Unified School District elementary schools. I'm with an organization called SF Arts Ed that brings artists into the classroom to teach in their discipline, and mine is chorus. And I also am a vocal coach, so I have private students as well.
Wow. Well, I am a product of the San Francisco Unified School District, from elementary school all the way through high school. I am an Indian, graduate of Lowell High School, and so I am happy to hear that you are giving back to the system that helped me to be great.
Yes.
Now,
so
you
many
went
of these
there.
kids
You
are
went to
great.
school in San Francisco too, right?
I did. I went to a little school called French American International School.
I know that school.
Yep, it's right there on Oak Street now. When I was there many years ago, it was up on Hayton Buchanan. So it's moved. We actually moved in my senior year. So I was in the inaugural senior class for that new building. But yep, I have roots in San Francisco for sure.
Absolutely. So parlez-vous français?
Un peu.
Oh,
I can get a taxi in France.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, this is good. You're gonna need it. Have you been to France yet? Because I know you.
I have. Paris is still my favorite city.
Oh my
My
goodness.
favorite city in the whole world.
I'm gonna just ride your coattail next time. Will that be
Come on and
okay?
go with me. Soon as they let
I'll
us
take
back
my
in,
camera, my microphone. Try to bring a crew
let's do it. As soon as they open the doors.
as soon as they open the doors. So you got your start, Sarah, in the Baptist church.
That's right.
A PK like me. My dad was also a preacher. He wasn't a pastor, but he was a preacher. And your bio, I did share you guys on my Car Jones Unlimited business page on Facebook today. But I see where you say that you started singing at the age of 2 and you studied classical, gospel, and jazz
That's right.
at Dartmouth College. Where is Dartmouth College? I've heard of it. Where is it?
It is in Hanover, New Hampshire. It's clear on the other
Yeah.
side of the country.
Well, you're right up there close to the Berkeley School of Music, too.
So my sister was actually at Berkeley School of Music while I was at Dartmouth. So we spent a lot of time together.
What's the distance between the two schools, by driving hours, so to speak?
2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I loved about living on the East Coast. I used to live in New York and then in DC, Arlington, Virginia. Everything is just a toll away
Mm-hmm.
or an Amtrak ride. You know what I'm saying? Just pay the toll, keep you some money because the tolls are not like at home, $5 to cross the Bay Bridge. No, you might pay 1, 2, 13, 24, right?
That's right.
Right. So when you went to Dartmouth College, what did you go there? What was your major?
English. Nothing to do with music. I was a director of the gospel choir, part of a senior thesis project, but that was pretty much it for music. I did not want to do music growing up.
Really?
Really,
So how
really.
did you fall into this wonderful music career that you have now outside of the education sector?
By happenstance. Growing up, I always said I didn't want to do music. That was Lynette's thing. I'm not a musician. I studied, I trained, but I was not a musician. And in 2003, my father passed away unexpectedly. And it was at that time, a couple things happened in 2003. My father passed away, and I had my daughter. So two very big life events back to back. And it was then that I started to reflect on what my different passions might be and realizing that life is short, and that a lot of what was holding me back was actually fear. It didn't have anything to do with not really wanting to be in music. I just didn't think that I could do it. I didn't think I was good enough. And so I started thinking, man, I might actually want to try this thing at singing, but I didn't know how to get started. And I met people like Stabe, other musicians in the Bay Area. I started hanging out more with my sister. She was still in the Bay Area at the time and going to like her gigs and stuff. And I started singing on the scene a little bit. And then in 2005, I got a call from a friend of mine, Nicole Caldwell, who was singing with Ledisi at the time. And she said, Ledisi has this show at Yoshi's. She needs another singer. Do you want to do it? And I was like, sure, yeah, of course. I was a lead head. Like, I would go to her show, so I was a fan.
Right.
So I was
Me
like,
too.
yeah, absolutely. I didn't know anything about professional background singing, though. Nothing. But I went in. I studied. I gave my best. And as they say, the rest is history. I've been with her ever since.
Since 2005?
Since 2005, yeah.
Girl, I can't even tell you how many times I have paid to go to Yoshi and just sit there, stand, dance, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you landed a gig that has lasted over 15 years with celebrity music artist, songwriter Ledisi
That's right.
from the Bay Area.
From the Bay Area.
Also from the Bay Area.
That's right.
And you didn't know her before then.
I didn't know her before then.
Um,
I tell people all the time, especially in industries like the music industry, people are watching you, whether you know it or not. And so you have to really carry yourself with respect, with integrity, carry
yeah.
yourself well because this industry is all about word of mouth. It is all about who you know, and you never know when you're going to get a call. And I had no experience as a background singer. And
Wow.
that's an
Wow.
art
Wow.
unto itself. I had no experience. But because a friend had seen me, because Nicole had seen me and believed that I could do it, she gave me a call. And that was my first entrance into the professional side of this business.
Salute. Salute. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I mean, it's like I remember you singing background at Maxwell's. I think I might have even seen you at Q.
Oh, you
Remember
definitely
Q
saw me at Q's.
down in Jack London Square?
Yeah, they
Q.
gave me a start as well. Like shout out to Q's Lounge at Everett and
Q's
Jones in
Lounge.
Oakland because they
Michael
gave
Blankenship.
absolutely Dante McClinton.
Oh my God, Dante McClinton. I've forgotten it. I've been gone from home for so long. I'm starting to forget, the scene, as you say, the
Yes,
musicians, the artists. Oh my God.
yeah,
But we
Q's
used to
gave
hang
so
there. I
many
mean,
of
we'd
us a
be there in the middle of
platform.
the week.
Yep. But they gave
After work,
so
of
many
course.
of us a platform. So shout out to Q's.
Yeah, shout out to Q's and Yoshi's. Um, Let me fast forward. So you did the background thing with Ledisi. But this awesome CV, curriculum vitae resume that you sent me, this bio, says that you also are a vocal arranger and producer.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, and a songwriter. So how did all that come into the mix?
Um, Once I started singing backgrounds, I realized that I have a passion for them. I love them. They are a very specific art form, trying to mold your voice to support somebody else's. And, I really grew into it. And artists gave me the opportunity to arrange vocals for their live shows. That has parlayed into some background vocal arranging and recording on projects. Just did some work with Daryl Anders and Agape Soul here in the Bay
Whoa.
Area.
Mm-hmm.
They released an album, Conversations, a couple of years ago that
Mm-hmm.
I did the arrangements, the background vocal arrangements for about 90% of that album. We actually just released another single
Wow.
called Bulletproof last week. And so I did all of
Wow.
the, and it features Tommy Sims on the vocals. And I produced and arranged all the backgrounds for that as well. So it's just kind of grown out of a passion.
Okay.
I had been songwriting for about the last 10 years, but very quietly, very secretly. And Ledisi and I have been writing together for many years, but nothing ever made the cut. Nothing that I wrote ever made the cut. Until this album. She just released an album, The Wild Card, back in
Yeah.
August, and I was blessed to co-write 2 songs on that album, which I'm really excited about, really proud of. So just all of these different parts of the same gift have been manifesting, and God has just been opening up doors and just allowing my gifts to make room, and I'm just grateful.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Bible does say your gifts will make room for you. And God has definitely continued to open progressive doors for you.
That's right.
Progressive doors, and it's like, I'm glad that you mentioned that you didn't set out to do what you're doing, to sing, to arrange vocals, to do, backgrounds, whatever, to write. But as you fell into it, you develop your craft, but you even more so develop a passion.
That's right. That is so important. And I think that in whatever you do, like there's art in everything. You know, if you are a computer programmer, if you flip burgers at McDonald's, if you are an attorney, there is art in everything. And I think that finding your passion helps you see that art. And it's just so important to find it. I think that a lot of people are stuck in jobs that they don't have passion for. And you have to find it, and it doesn't have to be something that is stereotypically artistic for there to be art, but you just have to figure out what you're supposed to do and then build the beauty in that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for elaborating, because when I mentioned that you found your passion in the arts, what I was about to say and will say is this. We all know that if you love what you're doing, if you find something that you love to do, you will do better in a career in that area. You know, I was just listening to a sermon by, I told you I'm stuck on Pastor, Lord has me with Pastor Jamal Bryant right now out of at New Birth in Atlanta. I've been listening to his sermons for my morning devotion. And there, you know, he reminded me of something we hear all the time. You just said it. If you're in a job that you don't like, you feel stuck. We all need a job for our livelihood or income for survival. But, you know, my biggest thing is this. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive.
Yes.
And so, you know, when I've counseled clients, I've said to them who came to me behind depression, anxiety with, you know, their careers, are you happy? Do you enjoy going there every day? If not, I'm not saying quit your day job. Don't quit your job if you got one, because they're hard to come by, especially during this pandemic. Am I right, sister?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you can start researching and seeking and applying
Yes.
for other opportunities.
Absolutely.
So, you know, like you, how did you segue as an English major going into a nonprofit and teaching vocals?
I've had a really interesting journey. I've done a lot of different things. I have worked in retail management. I have been a real estate appraiser. I have been a director of operations. I have been an admin. The way that I segued into background singing in a more full-time capacity is that I lost my job as a real estate appraiser. The market crashed, and I was working for World Savings Bank, who was one of the last banks to have a full staff of appraisers.
In 2000, what, 8, 9?
2008, that's it.
That's when I went to the U.S. Senate. Senator Feinstein brought me there. I was working on my MPA, and because of the crash, and I was a realtor and a finance person at the time. So I remember World Savings Bank. You know,
that's right.
And you were an appraiser there.
I was an appraiser for World Savings.
I think actually, oh my God, I think there was actually a transaction that I may have done a closing on that you had appraised. I'm serious. Oh my God, Sarah Williams.
If it was out of the Oakland office, it was me.
Oh my God. Small world.
Small
3 degrees
world.
of separation, not 6, 3.
Wow.
So you lost your job at World Savings as a real estate appraiser.
Yep.
And what happened?
In that same year, I had been singing with Ledisi very sporadically since 2005. But literally right after I lost my job, she asked me to go on tour with her. And so it just, like, God just opened a door, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have this, 5-year-old daughter. Like, I have this young child, and I just lost my job. What am I going to do? And she asked me to go on tour with her. And so a door just opened. And so I'd been touring and working with her ever since. But, I want to say this also. I think it's important that we realize we also don't have to be one-dimensional, because we as not to toot our own horn, but especially as Black people, we are good at so many different things. And so, I was singing and doing music full-time, but it still felt like something was missing. And I also have a passion for for youth, particularly in the city of San Francisco, and I have a passion for back office work that helps an organization to run. And so I also do some consulting work for City of San Francisco nonprofits. So there's a whole nother side of me that is not specific to music, but it's still me and it's still passion. So I just think it's important to note that you can do multiple things and have the same level of passion for more than one thing, and that's okay. In fact, that's great because that also opens up more streams of income if you do it right. But I've just been sort of bringing it all together. I mentioned before, I started teaching community choirs in San Francisco through the Mo Magic
Right.
organization out of the public defender's office.
What? The public defense? How, wait. Slow your roll, slow your roll, slow your roll. How does teaching music tie into a public defender's office?
So the Mo Magic program came out of the public defender's office back in 2005, and my oldest sister, Cheryl Davis, was the director of that program. And the public defender at that time, Jeff Adachi, may he rest in peace, was a huge proponent and a huge advocate for the African American community in San Francisco, particularly those who are most disenfranchised. And, he kept seeing cases come through his office, and he's looking at these cases come through his office and realizing that black youth are being disproportionately affected, and what are we doing about it instead of continuously putting them in jail? And so he and Director Davis collaborated to come up with the Mo Magic program. And then also there's a B Magic program. Mo Magic runs out of the Fillmore district, and B Magic is in the Bayview Hunters Point neighborhood. And they work to bring organizations, community-based organizations together to collaborate on programming, resources, events, all different things for the youth who participate in these programs. One of the things that we did was develop a community course because we recognize how important the arts are in the development of our children, and arts are being stripped from schools at an alarming rate. So this was an opportunity to build up a love and a capacity for music in our youth. So we had the Mo Magic Youth Chorale, and we did that for about 10 years. I watched my kids grow up. Yeah. And then I started doing a chorus through an organization called Handful Players, which also runs out of San Francisco. And it's an arts-based organization. And they bring artists in to do different nonprofits to do things like theater, dance, puppetry, and chorus with me in their after-school programs. From there, the director of that program recommended me to SF Arts Ed, who brings art into the San Francisco Unified School District, and they really focus on the schools that don't have full-time art teachers in the classrooms. So I teach chorus. They have visual artists who teach in the schools. They have dancers. They have sewers, a little bit of everything. And the schools can contract to have these artists come in. So this is my second year with the school that I'm at in the fall. And then we talked about Guadalupe, which this coming spring, if I'm back with them, would be my third year.
Wow. Well, I got to give a shout out to Guadalupe Elementary School because I did attend there. And that is where I started, where I learned to play my first string instrument, the violin. So shout out to Guadalupe.
Hey, Guadalupe.
Elementary School. Yes, Lord. And Sarah, thank you because, I try to remind people, I'm going to use the word remind. We can be multidimensional. We can be multifaceted. And I know, like my mother, she's one of the main ones. I hope she's watching this podcast tonight. She'll just say to me, "You just all over the place. You're doing too much." But, I think the more I delve into the counseling field, the field of counseling that I now work in, people who have an artistic, artistic, artistic nature are multi-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
We don't operate on one plane.
Mm-mm.
It's like I try to tell people, I'll give you a good example. You tell me if I'm wrong. On my Instagram, okay, it says counseling, it says Cardone's Unlimited Performing Arts, it says the Lemonade Chronicles, it says podcast. On my, oh, how many snaps?
All
And
of them.
I'm not giving props to myself. All I'm doing is trying to make a point. I am interested in a lot of things, just like you and so many other people. I have trained in a lot of fields, just like you and so many other people. And that doesn't make me unbalanced or unfocused. I actually know that it is a gift that God had to give to us to be able to function like this and do, I'm going to say, well,
Yeah.
and to keep progressing,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
so I'm always sharing that to encourage somebody who may be watching this podcast recording, the visual part, or who may hear it later on one of the various radio platforms that I'll share it to under my podcast form. Be happy. You are blessed if you are multidimensional.
Absolutely. In fact, when I was only focusing on one thing, I felt unbalanced. So it
Yes.
was like something was always missing, something was always off kilter.
Off
So it's
kilter.
important to
Oh,
feed those different parts of yourself, you know? You have to feed everything that you are. You know, and that doesn't mean, I think where we get confused is when we try to delve into stuff that is not for us, right? Like I use this example all the time. I'm not a dancer. You know what I mean? I'm not a dancer. I can keep a beat and two step, but I am not a dancer. So if you see me at the auditions to be Beyonce's dancer, tell me to go home because that's not my gift. And I think that's where we fail, is operating outside of our gifts. So it's important to figure out what are your gifts and then feed those.
okay. So I had to go get my glasses. And everybody knows when I pull out my glasses, there's something going on. For real, for real. I'm focusing for real with all four of these eyes. There's probably eight of them by now, okay? But the reason I put my glasses on, baby, is because you said a word right there. When I am, I'm going to say, limited, and not by my own doing, but limited by external forces to only work in one realm, I'm not a happy camper. I'm not a happy camper. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm almost 55. If I make it to December 17th, I'll be 55. And I have enjoyed my prior career of finance accounting for 30 plus years. But when I got to counseling and this performing arts company right about the same time, it was like a part of me that had been suppressed
That's it.
for probably 2 decades, just my spirit lifted.
That's it.
And as much as my mama most days will want me to let all of this go, I can't. I was made for this. My life, your life, our journeys has equipped us to be in the field of arts and entertainment. Okay, I've worked in education too. Okay, from the administrative side, and I taught in the Montgomery Public School District as a sub.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, I've worked in the UC system by where I graduated, but I just want people to be encouraged because you're parenting and you are raising a child and you are a professional providing service in all these different areas. You're touring the world, the globe with Ledisi, and other artists. You're also doing backgrounds for who else? Rahsaan, Patterson, who else?
Yeah, Dave Hollister. I've been
Oh
with
my
Dave
God.
for almost as long as I've been with Ledisi, for about 12 years now. I worked with Rahsaan Patterson over the last year. That's been great. He is awesome, super fun. In Dombey, in the past, I have worked with Anita Wilson. Shout out, hey sis, I love Anita
Yes,
Wilson.
Anita Wilson.
Yeah, I love
Oh
singing
my
with her.
God.
So I've sung with her, I think 3 times now. I love her. I had the opportunity to sing with Stevie Wonder some years back. I've had the opportunity to sing with
What?
Jennifer Holliday. So
No.
a lot of opportunities that I'm super grateful for.
You see me, I'm sitting here flipping my hair, trying to get my hair, my eyes are going crazy. What was it like to sing with Stevie Wonder?
It was great. He actually did a show at the Oracle Arena some years back. And again, it's so important how you treat people and how you carry yourself, because it's always about somebody else seeing you and giving you opportunities. And a friend of mine, Kamaria Jones, called me and said, "Hey, Stevie needs some singers for this show in Oakland. You want to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we sang with Stevie Wonder at the Oracle Arena, and it was amazing.
Look at God. Look at God.
Yeah,
Always working in your favor. Always.
always.
And on one of the biggest stages in Oakland.
Yeah, that
You know,
was my first
I'm
time
gonna
being
go
on an
back.
arena stage, so that was amazing.
I'm gonna call it the Oakland Coliseum.
That's it. It is right. So your mama named it the Coliseum. It's the Coliseum.
I'm going back in the day, girl, because we used to go to the Oakland
We went to the
Coliseum right there
Coliseum.
off
You're right
the
about it.
Coliseum BART station, right off of what is that around? They used to call it East 14 International, and then it was
International.
Coliseum Boulevard, Kagenberger Road.
Yeah, my grandma lived around the corner.
And remember back in the day, MC Hammer had his studio.
Hmm.
Not far from there. Where was it going along the estuary?
Oh my God. Now you're going
Come
back,
on now,
back.
you remember.
You're going back, back.
Don't play. Don't play. I know exactly what you're talking about, girl. I'm from the Yay area. The
Yay
Yay.
area.
The O. Okay. So, oh my God, God has just really opened a lot of doors for you. You know, so many wonderful opportunities.
Yeah, I'm super grateful.
You
I'm super
said
grateful.
something that I want to reiterate, if I may.
Certainly.
You know, they say that you only have one time to make a lasting impression or a first impression. And likewise, you said something that's very true. You never know who's watching you. It's not always it like in your the example that you just gave where people had heard of you, had seen you perform, heard you perform, heard of your work, right, your craft, and they invite you to work. It may also be that someone is watching you and you are encouraging them.
Yeah.
You are, as we learned in public administration when I was getting my master's in public administration, you are modeling the way for them.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, and so I try to encourage. One of my calling is to encourage and exhort, and I try to encourage people all the time.
Yeah.
Pay attention to you,
Yeah.
because when you go out your house and you think you just don't going down to the corner store or the supermarket, you might be going to church, you might be going to work. You do not know. You might be on social media. Let's use this
Ooh.
social media platform for a minute.
Is the president watching?
Don't go there on this podcast. Don't you do it. Don't
If
you do
anybody
it.
can learn this lesson, he can.
I'm not participating in that conversation. She went there, not me, y'all. Don't even say I
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But I understand what you're saying. But especially, you know, now that we are in this pandemic, we don't know how long it's going to last. And we are social distancing. And so if you weren't using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch and all this other stuff, right? Before the pandemic, you using it now, I bet you. Just like Zoom. Zoom blew up. We've been using Zoom in the corporate world for how
Mm-hmm.
many years? And now it's like everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
But be careful because how you portray yourself on social media is also important.
That's right.
The person that you portray yourself to be, how you behave, how you dress, how you talk, how you interact with people. I don't care. Y'all think it's private. You put it on friends. Oh, honey, we don't own Facebook.
Mm-mm.
Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook. And so you do not have full control of these platforms, okay?
Nope.
And as we know, my sister works in HR. The companies, employers, potential employers have access to all of this. And so we need to always portray ourselves in a light that is respectable and respectful.
That's right. That is right.
Because you might miss out on a potential opportunity just because, not just on Facebook, but in the virtual world, but in real life, somebody see you act out of character. And we all step out of character. I know I do. We can step out of character. But the wrong person might see you step out of character at what could have been the right time.
Yep. And then that opportunity is gone. But I think also it's important when you do step out of character, because you're right. We all have days. I mean, I have days where I'm just not myself. It's important how you remedy that. What do you do afterwards? Do you just pretend like nothing ever happened? Or do you apologize? Do you go to make it right? All of that is important.
And that is true. Apology is very important. And for the acceptance of apology and forgiveness too. Mm-hmm. I'm quick to say, and my mama will remind you, she'll be like, cosign, yeah. I apologize and I forgive. But it takes me a while to forget sometimes.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm just gonna be real with it. I'm gonna keep it 100. And I hope that, we do these things in sincerity. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. Be sincere.
Yep.
Try to be sincere. But we're not going to go into counseling today. We're talking music.
It's all tied together.
It's multi-dimensional. So, what I want to know, this project that I've been listening to, because, I'm telling you, you need some more music.
Yes.
Because, I can listen to Hello Reality in my sleep. I just about know all the lyrics, okay?
I love it. Thank you.
You were serious. What motivated you or inspired you to write the song, your single, Hello Reality?
It's so funny. I actually wrote the words to that song some years back. I want to say in around 2012. And I was having a really bad 3 months. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And on this particular day, that's the funny part. I don't even remember what happened, but something happened and I was just at wit's end. It just snapped. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind if I don't do something. And so I sat down and I started writing those words. And I was just getting it out. I'm just writing. And so I wrote those lyrics with this really terrible melody in mind. And I wrote it out and I recorded it. And it was awful. But the sentiments of the words were true. And so I kept coming back to it over the years and changing the melody. I kept coming back and changing it. And I a lot of times I write with no music. I write first and then have the music built around what I wrote. So I kept coming back to it. And then a couple of times I sent it to someone. I said, hey, I had this idea a few years ago. Take a stab at it, see what you come up with. And then I didn't like it. So I would shelve it. And then about a year and a half ago, I came back to it again. And I said, man, I think I was having another bad day. And I came back to it. And I said, man, this song really just embodies what I feel like on those days, and it's almost a parody. Like when everything seems so bad, all you can really do is exaggerate it and then make fun of it. I really have been acting like the whole world is ending, and it's something as silly as, a ticket. Like a ticket is not the end of the world, but when you're having a bad day, it feels like the end of the world.
Right,
And
right.
so I came back to it and I re-recorded it. I heard it differently in my head here in my late 30s than I did in my late 20s. And I took it to a friend of mine, Marcus McCauley. I said, Marcus, I have this song that I wrote, some time ago, and I keep going back and forth with it. Take it and see what you come up with. And he built this track that I felt finally clicked with the song. And we, went back to it. We tweaked it together, and then I re-recorded the vocals, and then I set it down. So this is about a year and a half ago, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
great, now I got a song. And then I went on about life, and he would come back to me every now and then and be like, what are you gonna do with the song? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put it out, don't worry. And then I would forget about it because, and I have to say this, even once I came around to doing music, I never wanted to be a front man. Like, I did not want to be an artist. I was like, well, I love background singing. Let's get into arranging. Let's get into songwriting. Let's do all this stuff. But I don't want to be an artist. So I was never hard pressed to put out, music, solo music on my own. And then COVID-19 hit. And then it kept going and kept going. And I was like, man. And the song popped up on I was doing like a shuffle in my iTunes, and the song popped up. And I was like, man, if this ain't the weirdest hello reality we've ever been in. And I called Marcus and I said, Marcus, I'm going to put out the song. Like, I can't imagine a more appropriate time to put out this song.
Yes, yes.
And so he mixed it and mastered it. He also created the artwork for the digital release. And
Beautiful.
here's Hello Reality.
And you know what? When I listened to the song, it was not what I was expecting from you.
Yeah.
Anybody that has followed Sangin Sara, as we call her, Sangin Sara, we used to hear Sangin Sara sing R&B, gospel, jazz, but baby, this is show enough pop.
Yeah. It's it's pop with rock undertones. I am
Yeah,
the sum of all parts, especially musically. And I'm a rocker at heart. I say that and people look at me like I'm weird because definitely don't look like a rocker, but I'm a rocker at heart. I'm classically trained. I love
yeah.
R&B. I'm a pastor's kid, so gospel is infused in my soul. I love jazz. So I don't really fit into a box. And I think that not setting out to be an artist has been a blessing because I don't feel obligated to conform to something to sell. Like, this is just, I'm putting it out there. This is my music. This is who I am. If you like it, that's awesome. If you don't, that's awesome too. Just don't tell anybody else.
Right,
So,
right.
so that is me. And it's so funny, a lot of the reviews that I got, and comments, and some people love it and some people hate it, but always the theme of this is not what I expected comes up no matter what. And I think that's cool because I think it reminds us to be careful of our expectations, because people are who they are and we see bits of people, but I think it's cool when we get to see another side. And so that is definitely another side. That's the vein that I write in for myself.
And I love it. Kudos to you.
Thank
Kudos,
you.
girlfriend, because when I play Hello Reality and I'm sitting there singing along, I'm like, yep, yep. When you said, oh my, when you fell on your arse,
Yep. Yep. Like,
I was like, yeah,
yeah.
girl. Hello Reality. And you know what? I agree with you wholeheartedly. What better time to debut a single that talks about reality? because this whole pandemic, you debuted this in the middle of the pandemic. This is a reality check for real, for real.
Yep. Yep. Everything.
Everybody is like, is this my new reality? Is this my new normal?
Yep. And
How
that's the
long is this
crazy
gonna
part.
last?
This is hitting everybody. Like, usually something will happen and you can sort of conform it to one group. This
Right.
pandemic is hitting everybody in the world. Like, you can't
At the
say, "Oh, that's
same
your
time.
problem. That's your problem." No, this is
Right.
all of our problem.
And at the same time, simultaneously, right?
Yep.
We all get it.
Yep.
Thank God we have not contracted it.
Every day is a blessing. Every day. Every day. During this past summer, working with one of the organizations in San Francisco, I had to be on site a couple times a week at one of their facilities, and I was getting tested every 2 weeks. And every 2 weeks, it was another shout, another praise when I got that negative,
Right.
because like the Bay Area was hit hard,
Yeah.
and just leaving your house gave, you could come home with it and give it to your family.
Yep. Well, I was in Alabama when it first hit in Birmingham, in the Magic City, and you know, Alabama is nothing like California in terms of density and size and population, but it hit Alabama hard too. And now I'm back in, North Houston, in the Houston area. I tell people, I just had a friend who's in one of my favorite bands contact me, and they're like, when are you gonna be booking people soon? I'm like, well, where are you trying to go? Well, Houston. I said, oh no, baby, they're not allowing no staged events in Houston because the numbers here are still off the chart.
Mm-hmm.
I have one mask, and then we have a box of those paper masks, but I'm starting to accumulate masks like I accumulate earrings.
Oh yeah, matching them to our outfits.
Girlfriend, please. You understand?
Yeah.
This is real. It's a new accessory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
But it
grab my
might
mask, forget my
save our
keys.
lives.
Mm-hmm.
It might save our lives. So, I want to put this out there because you made a post a day or two ago, and I pay attention. And I was very pleased to see you put out this post on Facebook, Instagram, social media platforms, um, requesting support of the Academy.
Yeah.
Now, what was that all about?
So, the way that the Grammys work, for those who don't know, is that if you put out music within a certain time frame, you
Okay,
can
cool.
submit it for consideration for a Grammy nomination. And the way the considerations work is that voting members of the Grammys, and I am a voting member myself, voting members can go in, you can listen to music in different categories, and you can vote on songs in each of these categories for consideration for a nomination. And the top vote getters in each category become the Grammy nominees. And so it's something that I'm proud of because I took a leap, and that's big for me. I'm an introvert by nature. And so my nature is to fall back and to not be seen because I don't like a lot of attention. But, you have to, Ledisi says it all the time, you have to leap. You have to leap
Yeah.
because if you never jump, then you're always stuck. So I
Right.
submitted Hello
She's right.
Reality. Um, and, it's the hardest category because it is a pop song. And that's
Hmm.
where people like Taylor Swift and all those pop artists end up.
Yeah.
But I still took the leap, and I'm proud of that. Um, and so, yeah, if you are a voting member of the Academy, please go take a listen to Hello Reality. It's in the category for Best Pop Solo Performance, and it's there waiting for your vote.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I brought that up to help share it again because I shared it on Instagram. I shared it in the marketing promotional video
Yes.
that I put out today, and I just want other artists to also understand that you submitted this yourself
Yes. Yes, I
and you're
don't.
not a part of the academy, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm a voting member, but I'm not in the inner circle. I'm not a governor. I don't have a label. I don't work with a manager. I'm doing it myself. And so I'm, really proud of that. And there are a lot of artists from the Bay Area who have submitted music this year that I'm really excited about. Nate the Soul Singer, Nona Brown,
Yeah.
Agape
Oh,
Soul.
Nona.
Nona submitted
Nona,
this year
well,
as
Nona is
well.
a voting member, I know. The
That's
Nona
right.
was from my church, Love
Yes.
Summer Ministries, Inc. in Oakland.
Yes.
So Nona submitted a song too?
Yes, her project that she released last
Okay.
year, it's in multiple gospel categories. So again, if you are a voter,
Wow.
check it out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Sarah, I'm so blessed to have had the opportunity to finally chat with you. I'm sorry our first extended chat had to be public,
That's okay.
but
I
I'm
feel like
not
I've just been
sorry.
talking to my good girlfriend, so I appreciate
Hey,
it.
that's right, girl. We homegirls, okay? But I'm just so excited because, you're such a beautiful person inside and out, sister in Christ, child of God, but you are a giver. And through your gifts, you continue to give back. Music touches the soul, the very heart of people. What words can't do, instrumental music can by itself. And put with the right lyrics, any tune can be a blessing. It changes lives, it changes mindsets. Okay, it can change the tone of a person's day. Your single Hello Reality, you need to post it and tag me in it. I don't know if you have a snippet where it can just roll without people having to
Absolutely.
click on YouTube. You guys, she does have a YouTube page. And before I close out, I will ask you, Sarah, to share all of your social outlets so that people can subscribe, follow, like, and comment, please. Don't just view and skip over, okay? Let's really support here. Um, but I wanted to stream. I mean, I was like, how can I stream this? Because I post YouTube links all the time. People don't click.
Yeah.
If you have something that you can tag Cara Jones in and my Instagram and we can stream it, let's stream it so we can get it out there, girlfriend.
We'll do it. I will do it. Thank you so much. And I want to show appreciation for you for providing this platform, not just for me, but for so many artistics. It's necessary. Often artists are a forgotten people because there are so many people who don't understand the value of what they are getting. Like, so how much goes into and how much is poured into the art that you're receiving. And so I appreciate you for lifting up the artist and for being an advocate, even as you are an artist yourself, because guys, I learned today that this is an organist. I did not know. So I really appreciate you for lifting up other artists. And I want to do that publicly because I think that's so important.
Thank you. I have to do this. This is a part of my calling. But I appreciate your words of encouragement and appreciation. And I will continue in this vein as God gives me outlet and strength and fortitude and finance.
Amen. Amen.
Hey,
Finance God.
sponsorship.
Amen.
you know, um, there's a saying that says it's a blessing to be a blessing.
That's right.
And there's an expression that I've coined in my posts in the mornings when I have time, and I haven't been having much time lately, but at the end of whatever I post, I'll say, have a good day. And I'll say, no, have a blessed day. And as always, be a blessing, speaking to the good people
Yeah.
and those not so good. Okay. But I appreciate what you said. And Tell everybody how they can follow you, sweetheart, and purchase your project.
Thank you so much. I have made it as easy as I possibly can. I am Sangin Sara on everything. SANGINSARA. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, www.sanginsara.com, on iTunes. If you search Sangin Sara, I am the only one. Hello Reality is available on iTunes for purchase and streaming, on Spotify. It is available on Amazon Music. There's a lyric video on YouTube as well if you'd like to check that out. That was really fun to make. Again, Sangin Sara on YouTube. Anywhere you want to find me, Sangin Sara.
So if they want to book you, how do they book you?
www.sanginsara.com. Go ahead and drop me a line in the contact information. And if you are interested in booking me, we can go from there.
Wonderful, wonderful, because I want to book you too. Um, Thank you again, my dear, for accepting my invitation. Please, please continue to share your many gifts with the world. We love you. We appreciate you. We're behind you. Cara Jones
Thank you.
Unlimited will be behind you. And I look forward to um, building a long lasting working relationship with you.
Thank you, my
Before we
friend.
close out, of course, I want to thank everybody that viewed, will listen and hear and share this featured interview with Sangin Sara on the Unfiltered with Cara Jones Unlimited LLC podcast. Thank you so much for your continued interest and support. And I try to wear or adorn myself with purchases that I've made of people that I've worked with who supported Cara Jones Unlimited. This evening, before I close out, I just want to give a shout out to Lashanice Fuqua. She is the owner of Beauty and Brains Teas um, out of the San Francisco Bay Area as well. She was one of my vendors at my touring panel discussion with Live Entertainment, the Lemonade Chronicles Part 2 on Chivalry, October 16th. What year was that? 2016 at the La Estrelita Cafe on International Boulevard in Oakland, California. This T-shirt, and she does have many. It says, "My melanin is beautiful," and I just want to thank her for supporting Cara Jones Unlimited. I give back and I support those who support me as well as those who don't. And with that, we're going to blow kisses at Sangin Sara all the way to Southern California from Houston, Texas. And I am signing out on this probably 28th or 9th episode of Unfiltered with Cara Jones Unlimited LLC podcast. Peace.
Peace, everyone.